So the walls in here are also treated, as you can tell, for the sound that helps us here. We have a drum room here with works pretty well. You can get a little idea there. But we use the full set. We also have a trigger system that we're going to use on some effects with the trigger things. This room, we're changing all the acoustics in here right now, so it's in a mess, but we have to do that as we can get the time to do it between sessions and so forth. So here we go. If I don't slam the door on you. This is a utility booth, a vocal booth, or like here the other day we had to put congas on and we used live ones instead of samples, so he was in here with those. But we use it for vocals or acoustics, or like if it's a violin solo or what have you, we'll use that this room here. And the sessions, we'll have 5 or 6 people live when we record. As a rule, that's a full session. And there's so many different studios in the world. There's I think in Nashville alone, I believe there are like 400 home studios, which is fine. I've heard some good things come out of them, but the thing about a home studio, most of them don't have an acoustic piano, first of all. There's 2 reasons. One is the space. The other reason is they're too expensive for a home studio. This piano right here would cost as much as the equipment in a good home studio, several $1,000s. So that I've had acoustic pianos for 38 years or so. But I did sessions for Capitol Records, Arista Records, Warner Brothers, Dot Records when they were in existence, and I had to have an acoustic piano. Back then we didn't have, they had synthesizers in the keyboards and stuff, so it wasn't anything like it is today. They have excellent keyboards today. So, but they're all samples, again, of a piano like this or a Steinway or what have you. So we're fortunate to have the real thing. And we have the space that we can, as you can see, we have a drum room plenty big enough for a full set of drums. We record a full group at once. In home studios, it's a couple of people. I had one client that said he brought me his new album. I didn't record it. I recorded a couple of demos with just him and his guitar after he did his album. And I don't remember where he did it, and I wouldn't say if I did. But he went in and they prepared 2 songs, and he'd go in, and he had to go like 4 or 5 times to do his 10-song album. They'd get 2 songs at a time, but there were only 2 players. So they'd overdub their stuff, and in a couple of days, 3 days, they'd have a song or 2 ready for him to sing. So he'd come in and do that. But it took him a month or so to get his album done, and it's not real consistent. I think that it makes a lot more sense to me if you can have the guitar player on the floor, the steel player on the floor, the drums, the piano, the acoustic players, and the fiddle if you've got one, because they all talk about your song. When you go to do a song, we use the number system here, like in Nashville, like they use it a lot of other places now. But it's better to have 4 or 5 people have their heads on a song and putting their ideas together than it is to have one guy that played the guitar, the bass, and synchronizes this or does this drum thing, programs the drums and what have you. It's better if you have the ideas and the input of 4 or 5 people that do this every day. And that's the way they make their living. So they have better ideas, and every time when you come in with a song that you've written, they hear it as a record, like a record on a radio, so they put it together that way, and that's what it sounds like when we get through. And all of our sound here is excellent sound in the studio that's equipped like this. You can take a studio equipped like this. Doesn't mean you're going to have an excellent sound. But the people that I worked with, the teams I worked with, they've been recording for, Lord, I'm not going to say how long, but it's been a while. Like myself, I'm not going to tell you how long I've been doing it either, but it's been a long while since I've been doing it. But anyway, that's all we've done. That's all we do. So we're a little more adept to working as a team to make it sound like you have a team on your sessions. So that works out a lot better. But most all the clients, when I get a client that comes in, he's a little nervous and everything, then I tell them in front, you come in as a client, but you'll leave as a friend. with everybody in here. And that's happened 99 point something percent of the time. And I always say that you're going to be absolutely amazed, and you're going to tell me before you walk out the door that this is better than you ever dreamed it would be. And I've had that every time. I've been blessed with that. So that's the way that is. Thank you. Appreciate that.